ASL Season 2, Premier League, Round of 16.
Once more on merry-go-round, and in the top right from Team Triple T is a player you should all know by now. He's in green, he's Zerg.
PasT.
Alright, and over on the flip side of the map, he is in yellow, but that does not reflect the cowardly nature of his heart. He is in fact quite brave and Canadian. He is
Pride.
is opening up with racks and gas. Opponent doing hatch first.
And we've seen before, on a map like this with a relatively short rush distance, going for a faster Reaper can be really useful for punishing hatch first plays if you scout very early. But as it stands, Pride hasn't scouted his opponent yet, so the Reaper is going for a 1 of 2.
Yeah.
Gonna have to decide which way it swings.
I wonder if he can guess it by the drone, but probably not.
You know what? He possibly can. Because I don't see why coming out of the bottom spawn you'd head up to the left, because it's slightly less direct of a route.
Yeah.
That said, the SCV is going to scout that way, and the Reaper, I imagine, will therefore go the other way. Because you can always bring a Reaper around, and it's got nice direct pathing because it can just jump over stuff. And with that in mind, it's quite likely that the Reaper will be headed straight up to the base of PasT and could arrive before we see any Lings on the field. Just about. We're looking at seconds, but those are some important seconds when the drones are unprotected.
They are. They absolutely are important seconds if he does go for it. And of course he is getting the second Reaper out, so even when a few Lings do pop out, it's going to be 6, which is actually a decent number. A lot of Zergs will try and cut that to just like 2 or 4, 4 being very standard. It will be 6 this time. And they are out.
Yeah, just jumping out. Making those 6lings says that he's either a little worried about aggression or intends to put on some himself. And it's got fast speed and still mining heavy gas, actually, is PasT. So the aggression looks more likely with that born in mind. PasT was the one who executed that roach attack before.
Yeah, he did.
Very good round.
Yeah, which worked out obviously very well for him and was very well timed out. So Reapers will come in, take a few pokes at the Queen here, and get driven back by the Lynx. And we do have the Reactor Factory going up for Pride, and even a 3rd command center here. So he may be very lightly defended. Yeah.
Yes, I think if you go for a Reactor Factory with a 3rd command center, you're basically relying on your opponent not going aggressive. And if the scouting with the Reapers have perhaps been a little better instead of keeping them at home, there's 3 Reapers there, and that 3rd one is doing almost nothing.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
It just seems like a waste.
But yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, why? Why do we need the 3rd Reaper when we aren't going out on the map and actually doing any pressure?
Speed is finished, timed out really well as PasT just comes in, but there's no SCVs down there yet.
He's going to try and chase those away, I think. No, not even going to try and chase them away with the Reaper, but he needs to have the... Did he see that? Did he catch that Roach Warren with the scan? He saw it building. That's important. That is notable. And it means that if Pride saw it and is reacting properly, then we could just see a straight defense, a straight clean defense out of our Terran player. But as it is...
Let's see what he makes out of this tech lab. I think that's going to tell us whether he saw it. Yeah, and it is a Marauder out. He is getting a bunker up on the high ground on his main. So I think he is aware of the threat. And it was probably also watching the first games.
Yeah, you would do well to make that decision. It's not often that you don't try and scout out your opponent earlier in the tournament, especially in this sort of event where you're
same pace, exactly.
I mean, even if he beats PasT now, He's still got 2 more games, perhaps 1 or 2 more games in which he has to play against this same Zerg. And then even if they both advance, he could have to play him again. So the more information he gets, the better.
He's going to have to back up. So he does catch this on the other side. Loses 1 Hellion. That's not too big a deal at this point. And he's getting the concussive shell has just completed as well.
Yeah, the roaches. Something I've seen a lot of players do is attempt to use this opportunity to basically draw the roaches back by running in and attempting to go for a counter-attack. And I really like that as a tactic displayed by a lot of players. But with the defenses that Pride has at home, it's probably not the wisest of ideas. And that's why we're seeing in general the rush of the roaches up. He can just lift this off, so this isn't going to do very much at all. Yeah, straight lift. And PasT knows that his opponent is in the situation that he's in. He understands what's going on at this point in time, and he's actually getting a Baneling Nest and a Lair, attempting to transition out of the not necessarily all-in that he's gone for, but he does kind of want to be doing some damage with this, and instead hasn't really achieved all that much.
Yeah,
he's going home.
I guess caused the annoying liftoff, but he did establish a third behind it. He's even getting a macro hatch at this point.
Yeah,
and yeah, he wanted to kill some stuff, but like you said, this isn't all in. He's fine, and well, not only fine, he's got 63 drones. he's great.
He's more than fine. Is looking positively golden. He's going to move towards his opponent now. We're going to see Pride pushing out, and it's actually being seen by this Zergling, I think. Just caught a glimpse of it from the high ground, and this second one almost certainly did. So this attack is not going to come as that much of a surprise to PasT. He knows that the Terran forces are out, and actually getting a great surround there almost. Just
too
about
much fire.
Yeah, too much fire. Why is there almost too much fire?
I know. It's horrible. We'll pick off more of these lings that are trying to wrap into position to save the drones at least.
He's
killing a lot
putting
of
himself
them.
out.
Yeah.
It's not too bad actually what he's doing here, because in the early game this would be worth a lot more, and it's still always good to kill your opponent's stuff because free is free, and killing something for free is always nice. Nothing has been lost by Pride here except a little bit of health, but it is worth noting that with the 60 drones established, PasT is not taking anywhere near the amount of damage that he could be doing from this, because the most important Zerg resource, lava, isn't being spent having on anything other than units anyway. He doesn't need to make drones. He's got enough drones for now. He's good. He's fine. So he's not doing that kind of double damage that early game pressure does to Zerg.
Yeah, definitely. Their Baneling speed is now completed, and get a little Overseer chase down.
Actually seeing Burrow being researched quite not early necessarily, but it's just an interesting choice to go for Burrow, and I'm thinking we might see a few landmines, which is awesome. Landmines always have my support in the game of StarCraft because they just make for such cool tension building and dynamic play. So I'm really kind of hoping we see some sweet landmines coming out of PasT, going to blow up some Terran bio as it moves out onto the map.
Ling's setting up for a big run by here at the top of the map, so the moment he thinks the Terran force is moving out, I'm not sure. Are these on like patrol, or is he?
It looks like they are.
It looked like they were, but he is going to go in now into the third base, and I think he's going to get all the SCVs there.
Definitely. And this bio that was pushed all the way out nearly got pulled back. I think once again we're seeing the all units button for a second.
He's going to go rate initially rate for the hatchery, but figures, hey, these drones are great. If you want to try and defend with those, that's fine with me. And it's actually the lings that are going to come back.
Oh, Mutalisks too, potentially. No, not going to get those Mutas. And actually with this huge Mutaswell coming out exactly when it does, picks off the medevac, picks off the entire attacking force, but at the cost of 7 workers and at the third base. Quite a nice attack really coming out of Pride. Counter swung a little bit by the loss of a few SCVs towards his own third.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, this Mutaflock is coming across. He will attack this third base again, just as all those mules go down, and that really is a very large loss. In terms of the minerals lost there, going to try and engage here directly into Marines, getting some, but that's not cost efficient. His main force is, however, moving in towards the third base.
The problem is the army is just so small. Econ be damned. At this point, PasT has turned up with a huge attacking force, and there's barely anything left for Pride.
Yeah, even bringing more banelings in right on his front doorstep. These SCVs absolutely going to get destroyed here. Moving up, 34 of them were just killed. And yeah, Pride's dead. That's all there. That's all there is to say about this. Is Pride's dead.
Well, this guy's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's too many banelings here. Gonna pick up a bunch of SCVs, rolling in, smashing all over those guys and turning them into goo. 5 SCVs remaining, and that number is falling all the time as the Muselists absolutely go to town. They're going to Pride Town, and they're killing off everyone who lives there. It's a massacre, and Pride calls GG.
I think people are now trying to like bet on whether my roommate will come home or scream something or something like that. I don't know.
I think we should stick to betting on the games.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little easier. Yeah. So up here on the top right-hand side, we have a Zerg player who's looked incredibly strong through it all tonight so far. It is from Team Triple T, surprisingly, our green Zerg player.
PasT.
And his opponent across the map and down 1 game, just 1 game away from the losers bracket, from not Infinity Gaming, Integrity Gaming, our Red Terran.
Pride.
And it looks like he is opting to open in a similar fashion. He's already... I like it when they preset the rally across the map so that you don't even have to guess if it's going to be a Reaper. It just is. And that is what's coming out here. See if he stops at 1. It's not as good a Reaper map because there's a much smaller area in which you can dance between the 2 bases. But still 1 is all right.
Yeah, going for 1 or 2 Reapers can be fine on Habitation, because it's not just necessarily about getting in and scouting, but it's also incredibly good for denying creep, which has to go down that main ramp, and you can also use it to deny and scout for 3rd bases for a lot of time. Because
speaking of bases, the Zerg doesn't have one.
Yeah, that's basically where I was going with that.
Yeah.
No natural
Yeah.
for PasT. PasT is he's up to something green and explosive, and not even a roach this time. Going for some kind of mad timing. Now this is an easier map to defend for Pride, but not if the timing hits fast and early and with a bunch of banelings. And if that doesn't, I mean, Pride's just gone up and gone, oh, there's no natural. Is it on the gold? If it's not on the gold, then oh god, oh god.
Yeah,
And the fact he's coming down right away, I wouldn't be too surprised to see react. Widowmind, I think, would be an acceptable follow-up to this.
Yeah,
but it's
there's the bunker.
dangerous. Yeah, there has to be.
See bunker? Yeah. And yeah, Reaper's going right home. He did make 2 of them, but at least not a 3rd this time around.
No.
And
He
I
didn't
think he
even
knows what it
attempt-
is. Oh, there's a scan to just confirm.
Yeah. It bugs me that he didn't attempt to really go up into the main, because losing the Reaper for information is totally worth it. And although obviously, ideally, you don't even lose that Reaper and get the information, but he would have been able to see exactly what was going on if he'd done that. And instead, these speedlings are going to be streaming across the map so fast. Might even...
If they can cancel this, be a big deal. Because, of course,
And this,
it's annoying he does.
98
Yeah,
out of 100. This is
that's
why
so-
you... This is
so
why people
disheartening.
expand to the high ground.
Yeah.
That is not good at all, and there's no reason to not expand to the high ground for this exact. Please cancel it, please. Oh,
Let's
goodness.
get the cancel.
And now
These
the
bunkers
second
empty.
wave.
Yeah.
Those banelings, though, smashing through the supply depot. If you go for the barracks, you can take out 2 of them at once, but that's not what happens. As it is, enough Marines, enough Reapers, perhaps, to contain these rampaging... No, it's still not enough.
not.
The Lings are just straight in. All of the SCVs are going to be torn apart.
But there's no reinforcements coming across. Really? Okay. Yeah, I guess so. He lost everything.
No.